Hello and welcome back. Let's do a tier list for Masters Shanghai. Coming in, we've got our Swiss stage, and then we've got our rankings coming out. We got 12 teams to place. And who's going where? Okay, so, well, step one, if you're the number one seed, then you're skipping the Swiss stage. Good for you. Now, in Swiss, I mean, obviously 0 and 2 depends a lot on who you get in your draw if you lose your first one. But I'm afraid I'm just gonna throw the two Chinese teams straight in here. I don't see them getting through. I just can't see that happening. I think it's unfortunate, but I think the region will be back better and stronger for champs, and hopefully that'll be the case. I would love nothing more than one of them to really live it up in front of the home crowd and prove me wrong here. But I think that's the way it's got to be. Now, coming into 1 to 2, there's arguments for a few of these teams. Foot seemed to choke in the playoffs. People had a read on them, and that was it. I mean, Heretics missing Miniboo, a crushing blow, right? You know, maybe they get Patstek back in for sub. Maybe they don't. It'll be interesting to see what happens there. G2 have looked shaky but good. Difficult to say. Lev, I can't see Lev not going through. Aspas alone probably carries them straight the way through to 7th to 8th. Same similar thing for Genji with Texture, right? I mean, you're looking at former finalists. I can't see them getting knocked out in Swiss. Now T1, on the other hand, I can. So that means that really my list of could go outs is in here. So congratulations, Leviathan and Genji. You're officially in the playoffs. That leaves me with a tricky problem here. Heretics with a sub. Oh god, but I mean, you know, they looked pretty good with the sub last time, but didn't make it out of groups. It's just difficult to say. Miniboo was so great at Masters Madrid as well. I think of all of these teams, I think G2 probably the most likely to make it out. And then, I'll be honest, I'm sorry T1, it's between Foot and Heretics for me. And I can just see a world in which Heretics can't recover from missing Miniboo. Such a dynamic piece for their team. Oh, I would love nothing more than for Heretics to make it through, but I have this sneaking suspicion it's going to be Foot. Please, again, like with the Chinese teams, prove me wrong, Heretics. Prove me wrong. This brings us on to 7th to 8th. Let's get some of the obvious ones out of here, right? 100 Thieves and Paper X. I can probably throw them up at least as high as 3rd. But now here, who do I see going out early on? I think Foot's probably heading out. I think Fnatic will be at least one of the teams that come up. I think you'll see a Genji success and Leviathan, and then it's between EDG could catch some of these teams off guard, especially with a lower bracket run. Maybe face a different team, or they could definitely get a win, especially if a young team like the Guard Corps from a couple of years ago, they get their nerves again or something. But and they've got the home crowd. That sold me. Home crowd buff, EDG going through 5th to 6th. But now who gets knocked out? Is this as far as Aspas carries Leviathan? Is this it? He's my best player in the world. But I think he only gets this far. I think it's got to be, with how Fnatic looked in that upper finals against Heretics, I think it's got to be them going through. Leaving Aspas alone to shoot you in the back just feels like a dangerous game to be playing. Right, okay. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Texture versus Leo to get the top 3. It's a very, very difficult question. A very difficult one. Because I do think Texture is a better duelist than Durka. But will it matter? My EU copium is unreal. It's unreal, but that's as far as it's taking me. Fnatic are not getting higher than 100 Thieves and Paper X look unbelievable. Unbelievable. Everyone on Paper X firing on all cylinders. And Boostio, I mean, Boostio's done something to this 100 Thieves roster, man, I swear. Could I see him beating Paper X in a grand finals twice in a row? As far as grand finals they've played in. Oh, I don't think I can bear to see that happen. So I'm gonna have to. Oh, I don't want to curse them, but I think this is it. This has to be it. So here you have the power rankings. Paper X winning it all, baby. Come on, get Jing his title. That man has deserved it for far longer, and far more so than maybe any other player. Paper X, the most worthy team to have never won a trophy. They might well be. They might well be, honestly. It's between them and the old DRX core, but at this point, with 2 second place finishes, I think it's got to be Paper X. This is the one where they're doing it. Paper X, Masters Shanghai champions. I'll be waiting. Adios.